Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user ShoddyRice730. Am I the a-hole for asking my parents to quit hosting parties at their house? I genuinely cannot tell if I'm the a-hole or not. Most of my family seems to think I am, but I feel as though they don't know why I feel this way. I, 22 female, live with my parents. I also pay $1,200 in rent, which covers their mortgage, and we have a lease agreement signed and notarized. Everything for the most part is fine, except when they try acting like I'm still a child. I can easily brush this off because I am their youngest and they will always feel this way about me. About 2 weeks ago, my mom had told me she was having my niece's party at our house. I was excited in the beginning because I absolutely love my niece. My mom's history with having parties at our house is about a 50-50 chance that people will fight or everything will be fine. My dad was a little bit irritated that she told everyone that my niece's party was going to be here, but he quickly got over it. Last week, my mom came to me saying that they didn't have any extra money for the party. I think you can see where this is going. So she asked if I could pitch in. I asked about how much she needed. She said about $500. I told her I would give her $250 because my dad would get paid 2 days later. She said that she couldn't buy everything she needed with $250 and $500 might not even cover everything. So I asked her to ask my niece's mom or my brother for the money as she is not my child and I can't afford to give her $500 at that moment. My dad makes over $150,000 a year salary. I do all the grocery shopping and pay for it so my mom can do her outdoor projects at the house. My mom has been upset with me ever since that conversation. Skip forward to today. She is once again upset with me because none of the housework is done for the party and I'm not working fast enough to help her. I'm the only one doing the housework today. The party is at 2:30 p.m. and it's currently 10:15 a.m. and all the housework is done. Plus, I made all of the sides she was going to make. She has been yelling at me to do everything and I understand that she is stressed because a lot of people are coming over, but I told her in a moment of anger to quit having parties at our house if you're going to get so angry at everyone trying to help you. She told me I live in her house and she can do what she wants in it. If I'm going to be ungrateful for living in her home, then I can move out. My dad told me that I have every right to be upset, but I need to not talk to my mom like that. I agreed with him and went to apologize to my mom, but she said the damage is done and asked when I would be finding a new place to live. My dad doesn't want me to move out because they are really relying on me to pay my rent during summer because they have so much to do on our property that they can't afford the mortgage and projects. I asked my brother and uncle that are here and they both said that I'm the a-hole for talking to my mom that way and that I should find a new place to live because I'm 22 and living with mommy and daddy time is over. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for telling my mom to quit having parties at their house? No, OP, you're definitely not the a-hole. You're the scapegoat in that mess of a house and your mom, she sounds like a total narcissist. You're paying $1,200 a month in rent, covering their mortgage, while also doing housework, groceries, cooking, and party prep. I'm sorry, but can your uncle and your brother take their heads out of their ass? Because that's not living with mommy and daddy. That's being financially and emotionally exploited. OP, your mom's reaction is all about control. The moment you pushed back, she flipped. You're ungrateful, get out. Yeah, she can get bent. And let's be real, your dad making $150K a year yet depending on your rent to survive? That math doesn't add up to me. It's not your job to bankroll their poor financial planning and personal projects. Run, OP, move out. And yes, strongly consider going no contact with your mom. You deserve peace, OP, and a life. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments. Jumpy Butterscotch 23 says, not the a-hole. Tell your mom to void your lease agreement and you'll happily move out. She's gonna keep bullying you as long as you keep rolling over and letting her. They need you, not the other way around. Competitive Tail 799 says, how big is your family? $500 is an insane amount for a birthday party in a home, where I live anyway. I'd move out. Your mom is treating you as a wallet and a maid. The second someone starts yelling at others, they lose the dignity of receiving respect in return, especially if the person being yelled at pays the damn mortgage. And Opie responds, my family is pretty big, but my brother and my niece's mom are not together. We have a great relationship with her, but majority of people coming are from her family. In total, there are going to be about 120 people at the house. 120? That sounds like a wedding. Sarcastic Pedant says, do your siblings know you are paying the mortgage and groceries? Because that changes a lot of perspectives. If you were mooching, then while it is not okay, she may have lost her temper due to frustrations. As it is, she is cutting off her nose to spite her face. Ask her to confirm in writing that she is releasing you from the lease and finding something else. And Army Guyin Sunland says, I honestly do not get the math here. Your dad makes $150K a year and you're being asked to pitch in $500 for a simple party? Is he cheap or does he not want to be involved in anything? Your family sounds like an absolute disaster. Find a new living situation and get out of there and never look back. You're paying $1,200 to be treated like a servant. This is ridiculous. And Opie responds, my mom has been a stay-at-home mom for 25 years. She's worked a few jobs, but only part-time. She has a spending problem, which makes it almost impossible for my dad to save money. He has a separate bank account for savings, but he doesn't like to talk about it in front of her. Every time he does, it starts a fight. Other than party days, I have a great relationship with both of my parents, which makes this so hard. Opie's edit. Didn't expect to get very many comments on this and started thinking I'm the a-hole. Thank you to everyone in the comments for your advice. A little background on my family dynamic. My brother is 25 and has 2 kids with 2 different moms. He is single and has 0 custody over either child and lives in an apartment. My dad works out of town all the time, which leaves my mom by herself a lot. She hates being alone at night, which caused me to switch jobs a little over a year ago. With my new job, I'm making roughly $73,000 a year. What I don't spend, I put into savings. My dad was the one to initially ask me to pay rent because they were struggling. They constantly are giving my brother money. I agreed, but I told them I want a lease agreement. No, I do not need to give them notice to move out. It was more so that I could also gain renter's history for when I move out. They both agreed. Then, my brother was constantly coming over and eating all of the groceries, so I started buying my own and keeping them in my room or in the fridge with labels on it. Also, I have always done house chores, but when my dad is gone, I take on all the house chores. Getting groceries started getting expected of me when my dad came home and my mom refused to go to the grocery store because she was doing her projects. So I took it on me because it wasn't fair to my dad for him to work all day and not have any food in the house for him. My brother will come over unannounced and pillage through our pantry and fridge. OP's in-post update. My dad is furious with my mom over this. My dad isn't speaking to my mom or my brother at the moment. He doesn't want me to move out and even talked to me about doing less around here. He wants me to be able to go out and have fun with my friends without feeling like I have to do so much. He said it was their house before I started paying rent. He asked if I would like to get on the paperwork for the house because I am paying the mortgage. I said no, I would rather move out and try to have a better relationship with both of them. My dad suggested going no contact with my brother because he is mad over money. My dad had told my mom to grow up and learn to budget. Now, I feel like I'm causing a huge split in my family. I told him I can move out tonight. I have a friend that's been trying to get me to move in with her, but my mom is refusing to let me take any of my stuff. I own everything in my room. We are still waiting for the party to happen, but one of my friends said he would come help me move whenever. He works for my dad, but he doesn't want to get involved in everything. I will update later with more information. Well, the community agrees that OP is definitely not the a-hole and that she needs to move out, and with that additional information, OP is totally blind to everything that's happening to her. It's like every other sentence is a red flag of something. Anyways, we still have 2 more updates, so let's move on with the next one. Thank you for all the advice. Here's more about my situation, and it's about to get twisted. The party ended a few hours ago, and my dad actually told my mom that he needed to talk with her. She kept insisting she was tired and wanted to go to bed, but he basically told her to sit down and listen. I asked if I could also talk to both of them. My dad eagerly agreed. Everyone in my family knows I'm not very confrontational, so the fact that I asked to talk to both of them scared my mom. I told them both that I'm going to move out and I can stay with my friend until I find a place. My dad said that he totally understands and will give me the money from this month's rent. My mom blew up. She started saying how close we are and it's completely silly to take what we each said to heart. That we both said things out of spite and hurt, but we can move past it. I told her that I'm really not comfortable paying for everyone in the house to live while they are building things to make their home prettier. I also told her that I'm a tenant, not a freeloading child, thus I have tenant rights. She came back with, "You will always be my child and I will always be your mother. I have your best interest at heart, not all of these boys you bring to my house." The boys in question are a few of my dad's co-workers that come over with their wives to hang out with my dad and learn to make sourdough. This happens once a week at most. I told her there is only one guy that has my best interest at heart, and that's her husband. My mother became more and more irritated, so I decided to leave for the night. I'm currently at my grandpa's house, sitting and watching TV with him, eating snickerdoodles that I taught him how to bake. He told me that I am always welcome to come stay with him for however long I want, free of charge, as long as I do the cooking, only because this man cannot cook anything other than hot dogs over a fire. My grandfather is so disappointed in his son, his grandson, and daughter-in-law, and that makes me kind of sad. I have always been very close to him, so he knows everything that has been going on for a while. He was telling me that I needed to see things for myself the way they were, and I will finally understand. He was right. I am very happy to be here with him. I have to go to the house tomorrow though to pack my things and move. If anything happens tomorrow, I will update, but for now, this is all. Thank you for all the advice and support. Well, let's not waste any time and move on straight to the final update. I am officially moved out and living with my grandfather till the 25th. Then I move into my own place. It's not big, but it's perfect for me. My mom has been calling and leaving voicemails, either screaming or crying. My brother is beyond pissed about the situation, but luckily my dad and him left to go out of town for work. I am happy where I am for a little bit, but will be looking for a bigger place with a roommate after my 6-month lease is up. Thank you all for everything and the advice. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for validating how I was feeling and ensuring I'm not crazy or mean. Finally, to answer some questions about my family that I've seen asked a few times. 1. My grandfather owns the company that my dad and brother work for. I was always welcome to work there, and I did for a year, but my relationship with my family was very strained at the time, hence why I changed careers. 2. My parents bail my brother out of every situation he finds himself in. They have asked me on multiple occasions to help my brother out with money for all types of reasons. 3. The projects at the house. My mom started her own lavender farm and spends 99% of her time and my dad's money trying to make it look presentable. Other projects include, but are not limited to, re-graveling the driveway, replanting grass, planting trees, building a shop, painting the house, building an awning for the back porch, adding a concrete pad for a back porch, getting chickens, building a chicken coop, and everything else you can imagine for 25 acres of land. And 4. My parents' money situation. My parents bought a camping trailer a few years ago and owe big money on it. My mom bought a new car 2 years ago, and a majority of the rest of the money goes to my brother. He can't save any money and will spend his last cent at coffee shops. Once again, thank you all for everything and being so kind. Heart. Nice, OP. This is great news. You're finally going to be able to start living your life. And to do yourself a favor, don't give an ounce of an F about what your mom and your brother think about all of this. They need to fix their own life before commenting on yours. So OP, here's wishing you the best in the future. Take care and thanks so much for sharing. And now, let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user uppermatch1066. Am I the a-hole for not stopping my brother from embarrassing my sister in front of her boyfriend? Me, 24 female, I have 2 siblings, Anne, 22, and Jacob, 17. Context: my sister owns an X account where she loves to trash talk men really badly. So, it was a surprise when we found out 3 weeks ago that she had a boyfriend of 8 months. I'll call him Isaac, fake name. Isaac invited me, my brother Jacob, and our mom to dinner at his brother's restaurant because he wanted to meet us. Isaac seemed like a nice guy. I know he studies engineering and yes, kinda introverted. Dinner was going well until our mom mentioned something about marriage. Isaac said he's really in love with Anne and her personality, and that's when my brother burst out laughing. Isaac asked what was funny, and my brother asked if he knew about Anne's X account and what she posts there. Isaac said he didn't know and asked what that had to do with anything, and my brother bluntly told him, "She probably thinks you're an abuser just because you're a man." Our mom and Anne were shocked and yelled at Jacob to shut up. Isaac didn't say anything, just stared at Anne in silence. The tension was palpable, so our mom got up and said it's better to go home. Isaac paid the bill and drove us home. During the ride, no one said a word and Isaac seemed really uncomfortable. When we got home, our mom scolded me for not telling Jacob to shut up. I told her it wasn't my problem, that she should be talking to Anne about her ideas. Those are the ones that ruined Anne's relationship with Dad, not me. Anne stormed into the house yelling at Jacob that he ruined her relationship because he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Apparently, Isaac told her he needs time to think things over and that Jacob's comment messed everything up. At that point, I decided to go to my room while Mom and Anne yelled at Jacob. So, am I the a-hole? Obi, you're most definitely not the a-hole, and Anne needs to get real with herself. She created that mess. It wasn't you or Jacob that did it. Actions have consequences, and she needs to be a grown-up and own it. But she didn't. Now, if Isaac's rethinking things, that's on Anne for misrepresenting herself, not on a teenager for calling out the obvious. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. OK Illustrator 8066 says, "Not the a-hole, and I'm concerned about how everyone is missing the most important point. Anne sounds like the kind of woman who would make a false accusation against a man over something stupid, and Isaac could have been a victim of that. Why is everyone saying Jacob shouldn't have said anything? Damn right he had to. If not him, then who would? Not the a-hole, but your sister is a loser, and yes, she should be publicly shamed." Immediate Rain 5205 says, "Not the a-hole, I get it. My parents used to put the responsibility on me to manage my younger siblings too. But Jacob's 17, he's old enough to be responsible and disciplined himself, not you. As for the situation itself, Isaac deserved to be made aware. I think your sister has more to worry about in terms of her having a Twitter account that is now directly impacting her intimate relationships. She shouldn't be acting that way on Twitter if she doesn't want her own partner to be aware of it. There's something unhealthy there." Jinza1 says, "Not the a-hole. Your sister is a misandry and that shouldn't be tolerated. Women like her should be ashamed in public just like your brother did. I bet she'd be really upset if she finds out Isaac makes posts about trash-talking women. Anne is a loser, but I'm curious about how she ruined her relationship with your dad." And Opie responds, "She made a famous post on X about how much she loves Dad, but as long as he's a man, he could have abused her during her childhood. Jacob showed that post to Dad and he got really disappointed of Anne and doesn't talk to her anymore." The community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that Anne sucks, which I absolutely agree on that too. In any case, let's move on to the update to see how the story ends. Hi guys, I'm bringing you an update, and I think it'll be the only one because I won't be using this account anymore. My sister Anne found the first post and recognized it, even though I didn't use real names. She recognized the situation and confronted me along with my mom. Jacob is grounded for 2 weeks without his phone and without his dance practices. Dad secretly bought him a phone, which he keeps in my room, and Jacob comes to my room to play his games on it. I talked with my dad and he told some sad things to me. First of all, he spends most of the day out of the house after work because he feels overwhelmed at home. Apparently, my mom shares the same ideas on men as Anne does and takes it out on dad whenever she can. There's a possibility that mom instilled those ideas in Anne. I don't know Isaac. Also, Isaac reached out to me on Instagram to ask if I could send him the link to Anne's ex account, but it looks like she already set everything to private. Still, I sent him some screenshots of her posts. He just thanked me. I don't know what happened after that. That told me that when Jacob turns 18 in September, he's going to ask mom for the divorce and move to his brother's ranch. He asked me to talk to Jacob and convince him to go with him. I know Jacob will since our cousins, the ones he usually plays with online, live over there, and most likely I'll go with them too. Dad is going to stop paying for Anne's college and most probably won't ever talk to her anymore. OP, you're doing the right thing by choosing peace and truth. Anne and your mom built their house on resentment, so now they get to live in it. You, Jacob, and your dad definitely deserve better, so protect your future and leave their bitterness behind. Take care, OP, and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.